We are live, ma'am.
All right.
Please begin.
So it's live, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, a very warm welcome to Riddhi ma'am and to all the attendees who have spared their valuable time to attend this webinar. So to begin with, I would like to introduce our esteemed guest to all of our attendees. Miss Riddhi Gupta ma'am, many of you who are here might be aware of who Riddhi ma'am is. But to introduce her to others who do not know her, she is an acclaimed writer, dancer, painter, and have been a meritorious student throughout, as she has also been awarded with gold medal for her academics. She has also been awarded by our beloved late President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. She had a brief stint as a teacher. That's why I told that many of you might have been aware of Riddhi ma'am's uh, whereabouts. So she had a brief stint as a teacher. She has also been awarded by our beloved late President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So yes, you heard it right. Ma'am has founded the Cell in Parallel University. Ma'am has founded the Cell in Parallel University.
सर आवाज नहीं आ रही है आपकी. आवाज बंद है सर.
I'm extremely sorry. Some network issues were there. I'm extremely sorry for the issue. So to continue with, ma'am is here with us. She is presently posted as Deputy Section Officer in Gandhinagar in Home Secretariat. Ma'am, we are honored to have you here and welcome you on behalf of the Competitive Examination Cell, Parallel University. Ma'am, before we begin with today's webinar, I would like to inform you about inform you and the participants about the competitive examination cell of Parul University. This cell in Parul University has been envisaged and envisioned by our Honorable President Dr. Devanshu Patel, which have been founded by our today's guest, Ms. Riddhi Gupta ma'am. So yes, you heard it right. Ma'am has founded the cell and guided many aspirants successfully. So this cell have been started so that Parallel University students need not to leave their cities, homes after their graduation to specifically prepare for any competitive exam. So we founded this cell to prepare our students during their graduation days itself so that they can prepare for the most coveted exams of India like GPSC, UPSC and various such other related exams. Now I request Riddhi ma'am to address our today's webinar titled GPSC preparation along with the webinar.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Parallel University, for inviting me for this lecture. Very creating awareness towards the civil services. Well, good morning, one and all present here who are there, who are listening to me. Well, today's our main agenda is how to prepare along with graduation. All right, so this is where you can think yourself as you have chosen the right time to start preparation. Because what happens is at this age, many people are not really aware about their goals. So now if you have chosen towards the civil services, then this is the best time to start preparation. All right. The first question comes in mind is that why government job? All right. The current pandemic has given us a very right and true situation, the picture of the scenario of economy, right? We know the GDP of India. We know the GDP all around the world. International relations that we read every day in the newspaper. So, first question at our stage comes is that job, right? After graduation, after education, everyone aspires to have a very good job. So then why a government job? There are many such reasons. You get start, first of all. Once you clear the exam, you get the result in your hand. You're like, you become the talk of the town that this person has cleared the job, you know, so you become overnight a hero of the society. Secondly, the reputation. The job gives you reputation, as in being a government servant itself is very prestigious. Now I'm coming to the very essential point. If you are very creative, if you want to bring change in the society, if you want to use your thoughts and your thought process towards the development of the society, towards the development of the nation, then government jobs give you that platform. And finally, and the most importantly, as the name mentions, the services. If you wish and if you aspire to serve your nation, your state, then government services give you the best ever platform. I'm not saying private sector doesn't give you. We have Tatas, Birlas who are very importantly playing key role in the Indian economy. But then what is important is being the part of that channel and bring the change in the society, right? So that is how, when we talk about the jobs, the government jobs become the very important segment in your life. Now, talking about the exam structure, I'm directly coming to GPSC. The exam structure of Gujarat Public Service Commission is 3-tier. I'm talking about GPSC class 1-2 exams. So it is 3-tier. First is preliminary exam, which consists of 2 papers. First is General Studies 1. Second one is General Studies 2. Both carry 200 marks each. So in total, it is 400 marks paper for preliminary exam. Second tier is mains examination, which consists of 6 papers, each of 150 marks. So what are the 6 papers? General Studies 1, General Studies 2, General Studies 3, Gujarati paper, English paper, and 6th one and the finally essay writing. So as in short, 3 General Studies paper, 2 languages paper, and 1 is essay writing paper. Now, talking about GPSC mains exam, language paper is compulsory. All the papers are compulsory. In that, Gujarati language paper is compulsory. Why? Because this is a state level examination, and that is why vernacular language cannot be skipped with. And so they have a Gujarati language paper, which is of both nature. It's a composition mainly, and it also contains grammar section. So total 150 marks for Gujarati level language. Likewise, essay, General Studies 1, 2, 3, and English level English language exam. And coming to the third tier, that is interview. If you successfully clear mains examination with the required cutoff marks, you will receive the letter for interviews. That gives you, it's a personal interview that carries 100 marks. And now the merit comes out of the combined marks of mains and interview. So that comes out of 1000 marks. So that is how the basic structure of GPSC exam so far. Depends on the every year, the commission, it varies, it brings the new changes, it introduces the changes. So likewise, so far the structure is like this: 3-tier, merit out of 1000. I hope this is clear. Now, as you can see, there is always a media hype, right? So why the candidates are not able to clear the exam. Every time, whenever the notification is out, you will see a big hype in the media regarding the cutoff and the number of applicants and whatnot. So this is the news clip which talks about, it's in Gujarati, which talks about GPSC cutoff and how many people, how many candidate will be passed. Because see, the cutoff every year varies. If I talk about 2019 cutoff, it was 91 for general category. Of course, again for the male, female and different quotas, it varies. But in general, it was 91. This year in 2020, it was 119. All right. So every year it changes. So this news clip says, out of lakhs of applicants for GPSC exam, only 7,000 to 7,500 candidates will be passed. Now, how this is decided? There is this ratio. This ratio is given at the time of advertisement. When the advertisement comes, the notification comes at the beginning of the year, so that is January. They give you the calendar for the different examination during the year, which is published by GPSC. And that when the notification is out as per the calendar, it is also given the ratio of candidates passing preliminary exam, candidates passing mains exam, and candidates chosen for the interview. Okay, so the ratio is given like 15 times, 10 times. Likewise, the ratio is given. So what is important? This narrow ratio, out of lakhs of applicants, only 7,000 or 7,500 pass for prelims, out of which the candidates being selected to be posted as different officers becomes only 300 or somewhat around 258. So what is the chances of getting through this exam? Okay, so it's not a rocket science. First of all, clear your mind. Everything what is important is based on how you plan. I can say this because I did it that way. Planning is very important. All right, wherever you set a goal, you decide. There are n number of things in your life. So how can you manage? Save your time. You have to decide the time slots for your different activities. So let us talk about what all activities, what sort of activities being a graduate, being a candidate pursuing graduation goes through, right? So it's like you have friends, you have games to play, you want to be social on social handles, right? What happened in the Sushant case, what my friend has posted, why didn't I get so many likes, right? Why my posts are not followed? So being social. Then we have movies, we have to spend time on screens watching Netflix and Amazon and Hotstar, whatnot. Finally, we have phones. So you have lots of things to do in a day. But in your day, keep a slot for a reading purpose. Okay, so it's not that you are pursuing graduation, so you need not, I'm not saying you need to spend 8 or 9 hours reading for the exam preparation, but then how it should be done. So my main focus right now is to tell you, it's in general, I'm going to tell you how time can be slotted, how you can divide your day-to-day time along with your preparation for your graduation purpose, be it engineering, be it arts, be it commerce, any degree. Along with that, how can you divide your time? All right. So just by making your schedule, make in bold letters reading, a time for reading. Now by reading, first of all comes the question, what subjects you need to prepare for? All right. So GPSC offers you, if I talk about prelims, GPSC offers you 2 papers, General Studies 1, General Studies 2. General Studies 1, there are history, art and culture, polity, international relations, general mental ability, as you can see. And General Studies 2 paper consists of these subjects like economy, geography, science and technology, and current affairs. Now the point is, to prepare all these subjects, many times what happens, students start with one subject, he or she will tend to complete that subject in one go. I will suggest and I will advise, don't do that. Always divide your subjects according to your priority, as in maybe someone is very adept, very interested in the history. All right. He or she likes to know about Ashoka. He or she likes to know about Harappan civilization. All right. So, first of all, you need to know which subjects you are very much comfortable with, which subjects you are very much like some for someone it is like maths. For someone maths is not quite interesting subject. So accordingly, you can decide which subjects are favorite to you, which subjects are you are comfortable with. So deciding the subjects is very important while you are scheduling your sessions for reading. So step one is bifurcation. Let me tell you a story. It's a very interesting story. Benjamin Franklin. Does anyone know who was Benjamin Franklin? Benjamin Franklin was president of USA. He was thinking about himself that why I'm not able to manage the things. He pondered upon his thoughts and then he made a list. Task, very important. Secondly, tasks which are least important. Tasks that can be avoided completely. And that is how he made a schedule for his week, entire week. He jotted it down. At the end of the week, on Sunday, he sat down and saw. He could see his checklist. Those events, those meetings which were very important had already been completed. So what happened previously? The picture was he could not manage his time. He could not give justice to his meetings. He could not meet people and hear the complaints or meet his ministers. But now, after 1 week, he could realize that what was important was to bifurcate the events from important, less important, least important, and avoidable. The same thing we have to do while we bifurcate our reading, our day-to-day activities while we schedule. So, first thing is, don't jump on reading. Someone says, start with current affairs. You have to read newspaper every day. That is okay. Everything is fine. But first of all, first and foremost is read the syllabus, which is very important. If you want to go on a road trip, you need to know, at least you need to have a Google map with you. Okay, or someone who can guide you towards your goal. So first of all, you need to have thorough reading for the syllabus of your examination. That is GPSC Class 1. This is available in GPSC's official website. You can access it, you can download, or you can simply Google it, writing GPSC Class 1 to syllabus. You will find many websites giving you the PDFs. Go through it. I'm saying read it. Don't become lazy. Read it. Why? So that you'll understand what are different aspects I'm going to come across in the coming days. First thing, reading syllabus and understanding syllabus is very important. After that, we need to go through the question papers of prelims and mains. See, I'll tell you, when you're prepared for prelims, don't think that you are only preparing for MCQs. It is very important to prepare simultaneously. That is preparing for MCQs along with preparing for the main subjective answer writing. Believe me, this is going to help you when you will face the mains within 3 months. They don't give you much time because once the prelims results are out, they will give you hardly 3 months between the form fill-ups for mains examination and the time for preparation for the mains examination. So there are hardly 3 months. So best way is to prepare simultaneously for preliminary examination as well as the mains examination. So for that, second point is you will go through the question papers. Where you will find the sources very easy. Google everything. Even if you cannot Google, we have CEC cell in Parul University who will guide you very nicely. Director sir is very cooperative. The office help is very cooperative. So you can definitely count on them. After the papers, Why papers? Because once you go through the syllabus, you will understand how the questions are framed in the exam. So importantly, once you are thorough with the syllabus, we need to understand after Harappan civilization. Once I read Harappan civilization, which is the first topic in the culture and history, how the questions will be asked? Will they ask the depth and the size of the great bath in the Harappan civilization, or they'll ask the shapes of the civilization? No. What type of questions they will ask? Okay, they will ask you to match the followings: which year Kalibangan was found, which year Rajasthan's that excavation was found. So there are many such questions, types of questions that you will understand. That is why we need to go through the past papers. Third point is, as I told you through the story, list out your activities, which are very important. And if you set a goal, then that becomes your priority to spend time for it, right? Then list of books. See, you start reading, but what to read is again a matter of choice. There are lots of video channels available on YouTube. There are n number of books available, local publications, national publications. There are newspapers, there are magazines. So many times the beginner has these questions, that how to read, what to read. So listing out the authentic books is very important. In CEC, we give you the list of books, that these are at least the basic books you have to go through to form your foundation. So that is like, you make the list of books. There is one important way. If you want to make a choice for the book, you go to any library, you go to the bookseller shop, or simply you go to the online sources. Go through the first few pages of the book. If you think the language is, you are comfortable with the language given in the book, then choose that book. Why I'm saying this? Because this is time you can explore. If the one who is starting after graduation, I'll not advise him. Why? Because at that time to explore the books will not be the right time for him. At that time to start reading would be the right choice of action. So if you are starting while pursuing graduation, to make choice of the book, you can take this technique. Go through, like for example, if you want to start with the polity, there are two books mainly. Lakshmikant, which is considered as the basic book. Everybody reads the book. Why? Because the language is very comfortable. If you go through it, the concepts are not highly explained, in a very layman's language, in a very authentic language, in a very crisp manner they are explained. So Lakshmikant is such a book that you cannot spare with. All right. Likewise, there is one book in the Gujarati language, if I can tell you, is that Yuva Upanishad's book, that is Bharatiya Bandharan. That is one book for those who are from the vernacular language. So those, they can go for it. Still, there are many other books available in the market. There are, for example, Liberty, World in Box, then Yuva Upanishad. So there are many such books. But when it comes to your reading, that's completely your perception and that's completely your choice in which language and which book you are comfortable with. So if you have time, definitely you have time, you can go through the bookseller's shop, you can sit there, you go to the library, you sit there, go through the books and decide a book for yourself. If you want to skip it completely, don't worry. Go to the CEC director, he will also give you the book list. And if not, you can directly talk to me through the email or the contact. So making choice for the books is important. Authentic books is important. Newspapers. Again, choice of newspaper, the ones who are preparing for UPSC, they say the Hindu cannot be spared with. I agree. Why? Because the journalism used in this paper is quite open. It's not in someone's favor. They are quite neutral in their thoughts and concepts. Their editorial pages, they are quite neutral. There is thorough research while presenting the ideas. So that is why this paper is quite favorite to the UPSC and GPSC aspirants. But again, if you are not comfortable with the language, don't go for the newspaper, the Hindu. You can start with initially the vernacular language newspaper, any newspaper that generally comes to our home, be it Divya Bhaskar, be it Sandesh, be it Gujarat Samachar, pick up any newspaper. But importantly, don't spend much of the time reading everything, even the supplements with the newspaper. Don't do that. Then what to read in the newspaper? Front page, always. Editorials, ad and opinions, secondly. Third page, national, international affairs. And finally, there are news regarding the economy. They have separate page. Okay, so these 4 pages, at least these 4 pages every day, one must go. So it will hardly take an hour. If you are a good reader, you have developed the speed, it will complete in half an hour. So that is how you should read a newspaper. Okay, not to read that how many number of corona people now are affected and not with us now. So don't read such news if you are preparing for the exam. It will consume time and it will not add. Then we have magazines. Why to read magazines? Because newspapers will give you everyday updates, but magazines will give you monthly update. All right, so monthly magazine you should subscribe. Talking about monthly magazine in vernacular languages, there is IC Rajkot. They upload every day, every weekly online PDFs. Then we have latest facts in general knowledge from Liberty Publication. Then we have these are from Gujarati, yeah. Then we have World Inbox latest facts also, general knowledge, that is also one. Talking about English magazines, we have Competition Success Review, we have Civil Services Chronicles, then we have online PDFs. If I talk about it, it's Vision IS, then we have Insights on India. These are few authentic, as I said, which I referred. I found them quite authentic and user friendly. If you read them, you will find concepts nice, easy to read. So these are few magazines that can be chosen for reading. And online resources, there are many channels, Study IQ, and even the Byju's, they have created the new app. But importantly, for the ones who are preparing, if you haven't opted for online courses, then don't go for the videos all the time. Don't depend on the online videos. Then what to do? Hard copy reading will give you that satisfaction of reading. Also, it will clear the concepts. Many times what happens, book, you read once, twice, thrice. This happens. If you are seriously preparing, you will read the same book for many times. And by the time you will read it for the exam purpose, near the exam purpose, you will find it that many doubts which started in the beginning, which you had in the beginning, got cleared when you read it for the last time. Last time in the sense, when the exams are to be faced. So, depending on the books is always reliable, I'll tell you. Once this background is done, once you are done with your homework, next step is start reading. Now, what time should be spent? See, again, this is subjective, but as an aspirant of GPSC, UPSC, along with the aspirant of a graduation degree, you have to manage your time. So, your day should start with a newspaper that would hardly consume 30 minutes. Then, of course, you can reshuffle it. If somebody wants to read it at night, so that is okay. That depends on you completely, depending on your mood. So then time spent for GK magazine should be again 30 minutes. So how the GK magazine should be covered? See, what I used to do was, once I bought a magazine, okay, I had subscribed. So once the magazine is with me, I would go through it roughly, first of all. entire magazine. What issues are there? What is covered in this particular issue? What are different topics? So you go through the book magazine roughly. You divide the magazine. For example, the magazine contains 278 pages. Okay, and you have 1 month to complete it. So you can divide as in 7 pages per day. But those 7 pages should be completed restrictively every day. That is how what will happen at the end of the 1 month, you will have completed the entire magazine without much load, without any trouble, and with proper understanding. So 30 minutes are sufficient in my opinion. Don't complete the magazine in one go. You will linger for this, because what happens when you start reading, you will develop interest that now let me read more, and what will happen, you will lapse the 30 minutes, so you will read more. So don't do that. Restrict yourself. 30 minutes means 30 minutes. You will jump to the next subject. So that is how what will happen. You will have covered the entire magazine without much load within a month. So that is how. And again, reading every day will maintain that rapport. That is important. If you complete the magazine in one go, you will complete it and keep it away. If you read it every day, you will keep in touch with the magazine. You know, we say our friends keep in touch on social handles, keep in touch with any other handle. So don't do that. Keep in touch with your books. That is very much important. Then is subjects. As we know, how many subjects we have? In General Studies 1, around 5 subjects. In General Studies 2, around 4 subjects. So all in all, you have 8 to 9 subjects to cover for the prelims examination. Now for mains examination, 2 subjects are additional. One is public administration and the second one is ethics. Otherwise, all subjects are same. So these 2 subjects are only there for the mains examination. So while reading for prelims and mains together, you can give 1 hour to one subject. Yes. And another hour for the second subject. So that is how within a week, 7 2s are 14. So 14 subjects, we don't have 14 subjects. So you can divide accordingly. Favorite subjects, less favorite subjects, and least favorite subjects. Accordingly, you can schedule 2 subjects per day, 6 days, and accordingly, you can schedule the subject. And 5th point is online video. As I said, don't rely much upon the online video. You must read the books. So for video purpose, 30 minutes to 1 hour is sufficient. You decide which topic you are facing difficulty. Go through only that topic for the video. Say for example, there is this concept of GVP and GDP. So how they are different. So for that, you can go through the videos, you can ask your teachers, but the online screen time should be restricted to 30 minutes to 1 hour, in my opinion. All right. Otherwise, what happens? We keep on watching, and at the end of the day, we think that we have not gained much. So this is how the division of time should be done. So in total, you will see around 3 hours, around 2 and 3 hours, 3.5 hours you have to spend while you are pursuing your graduation. Okay, underline. You are preparing along with graduation. So minimum 3 hours to 4 hours is sufficient. I am not asking you to spend 8 9 hours. Okay, so that is how, because you have to read for your graduation, you have to read for your projects, assignments. So along with that, 3 to 4 hours is easy. Morning 2 hours or morning 1 hour, in the afternoon 1 hour, and in the evening 1 hour. It's quite easy. Just depends on your scheduling. As I said, give little, gain more. All right. So next is things one should not do or one should avoid. You know, while the candidate is preparing, there are many such things that one should not. There are kind don'ts. This is my experience also. When I started, I felt that I'll make notes. I'll make my prepared own notes and I'll write those notes in the exam. But believe me, note making is not quite essential. Yes, I'm telling you, Note taking is quite not essential because there are many material available in the market. Then why to waste time in note making? Instead, I would suggest you underline in your material. Underline in your material. So while revision, while you're revising the notes, you will read only the underlined notes. So if you make notes handwritten, that will consume your time, and you will feel that you're not able to cover many things. So making unnecessary or non-essential notes, please avoid that. Many people, what they do, they read newspaper, they will underline, and then again they will jot down. Why to do that? Read newspaper and make the notes in the magazines. Why? Because magazine is the compilation of the newspaper for the entire month. Yes. So what you should do, read the newspaper, keep it aside while you're reading a magazine, and make the underlines or highlight it. So when you are revising the magazine, you will read only highlighted points. I hope you're getting this. Yes. So try to avoid the non-essential note making thing. Secondly, read too many books. This happens because there are many books available in the market, and the choice of books, when it is not there, then this question comes in the picture, that note which books. So student go on reading many books, and that is why I said just flip the book, go through the few pages and decide. If you're comfortable with the language, then go for that book. Don't think much. And if you read that book, you're comfortable, then don't read many books. Instead, you can supply it with the current affairs. Say, for example, I read about the GDP concept. That is a static, which will not change, right? So after reading this, what I'll supply from the current affairs is that I'll supply what is the GDP of Gujarat, what is the GDP of national level, what was the quarterly GDP, what is expected by RBI, IMF, World Bank, right? Moody's. These are all different agencies which publish the GDP worldwide. So these points can be supplemented with the static general studies of GDP concept. That will make your answer effective. You're getting me? So that is how, instead of reading too many books, read one book. Decide one authentic book. Say, for example, for economy, you will read some book. For polity, you will read Lakshmikant's book, and then you will supplement the points from current Lok Sabha assembly. What is the farmers? This Lok Sabha bill was passed, right? So agriculture produce bill. So how will you supplement that into your general studies paper? That will make your answer effective. Next is depending on the video, as I said, which is not much important in my opinion. You can read it just to clear your doubts. This point is important, preconditioning of mind. Okay, why? Because students think that language matters. Those from vernacular language, they think that GPSC, only people from English medium can crack the GPSC. Or the stream matters. Engineers feel that people from arts, they tend to crack the civil services. And people from arts background, commerce background, they feel that because engineers having good skill in numbers, they can clear civil services. Vice versa, like, so this is how the mindsets are generally there. And also there is one such preconditioning is that if someone goes for the coaching classes, then only that person can clear the exam. In my opinion, I tell you, I did not go for any coaching classes. But at the same time, I'm not saying not to go for coaching classes. Why? Because to have that direction towards how to prepare, this coaching classes will give you, but that doesn't guarantee you that you will crack the exam. You have to prepare for yourself. You have to make efforts. You have to read and plan for yourself. Concepts will be cleared, directed by the coaching centers. That is the benefit. They will make you in the pipeline. They'll keep pushing you. No, read this, read that. They will give you updates. That is why this is important, I'm saying. But if you're a good reader, you can plan for yourself, then self-reading will help you. Please eliminate, please come out of that thing. So there is no language bar. GPSC allows you to write exam, both prelims, mains. Even in interview, they will ask you which language you are comfortable with. All right. So don't worry about the language. If you're good at Gujarati, go for it. If you're good at English, go for it. So Language is never a bar for GPSC or UPSC. Stream is also never a bar. Classes doesn't make any difference. Okay, so if you are suffering from these preconditioning of mind, come out of it. Secondly is peer pressure. You have groups, you will read, you'll talk that I have completed this books, I have gone through, I have opted for this course, and then what happens, that person starts feeling pressure that I'm not doing anything, what I shall do. So if you have such type of group, keep yourself away from it. It will, instead of giving you positive vibes, it will create kind of a negative circle. So please keep your such kind of friends away from you. I'm not talking about boasting things. There should be a healthy discussion while discussing about the exams. Finally, group studies. Group studies, this, see, 3-tier exam is completely designed in a way for a different type of reading. From preliminary, you'll read from the perspective of numbers, factual information. From mains perspective, you'll read for the descriptive writing, expressing in long, good and informative words. And when it comes to interview, that at that time they will check your confidence, your personality, how much you are ready to take up the job and the service. You understand, the service is not like why they have made it so tough, because they want such person who can handle it very nicely. That is why. So this group studies thing should come when you are facing for the interview. That will help you to discuss the matters. If you want to discuss why China and India, why LSE, what is Aksai Chin, what is the situation there. Okay, so that discussion point should come at the time of interview. If you are preparing right now, I would suggest you go for a personal studies. Don't go for group studies, because it many times it consumes the time. The talk goes on discussion, on debate, instead of being informative. So I would suggest you to avoid it and keep it for the interview purpose. All right. Now I'd like to quickly give the example of choice of questions when you are facing the prelims. This is very important, because what happens is that you sit for the exams and prelims, you take that 200 questions in your hand, which carries 2 marks each, right? So 100 questions, 2 marks each, 200 questions. So once the exam starts, you will not understand when that 3 hours has passed. All right, so that is why I'll tell you that why it is very important to choose the right question. That is why I've taken this 4 questions. First is that is completely from General Studies 1 exam of GPS exam 2019 and GPS exam class 1-2. So there was one of this question was regarding the Indus Valley civilization. If you go through it, you'll find all the options follows. All the option follows, and that is why the answer should be all of the above. Okay, now comparing this question with this one, if I have to make choice between these two, read the question properly, you will understand. It asks you to find the mark price. Now there is this formula, you have to go by assuming the price, and that is how it will take 2 to 3 steps more while calculating this question compared to this question, which you will just decide while reading these 3 sentences. Okay, so while if you have to decide which question I should opt first, I will go for this theory question. Why? Because reading is faster than calculating. Okay, this is again subjective, but I'm telling you how to make choice. If you are confident and if you are prepared well for the Harappan civilization, then you will go for this instead of choosing this one. And believe me, nobody is able to complete all given questions. You have to make choice precisely with the correct answer. This is very important. Third question is this one. This is a data interpretation. This question looks very big, but the answer is very short. You read the question. Number of books sold by the store is approximately how much percent less than the books. If you see it, just by looking at the figures, you will be able to make out the answer. Okay, again, in this type of question, you need not to make long solutions. You just take one, first figure is 2 and I see 26, I'll mark the answer. That's it. So again, out of the second and third, if I have to make a choice, I'll choose the third one. Why? Because it will simply by observing the figures I am able to make out the answer. Then I'll not choose this question. Instead, I'll choose this one. Okay, so that is how you can make choice. And finally, there is this one. Now, that's of a clock question. That asks for the angle between two hands, hour hand and minute hand. There is this simple formula, ln by 2h m minus 30h. So that is how through that formula, 130 answer is quickly available. So if I have these 4 questions, first of all, I'll give choice to question number 1, then this hour hand question, then this data interpretation question, and finally, if I have time, underline, if I have time, I'll go for solving this question. You get it? GPSC papers are always balanced for those who are quite well prepared and those who are willing to crack the exam. It is never tough, believe me. If you are prepared, through making right choice of question, you can crack the exam. Yes. And finally, I would like to tell you a story before we wind up. There was this lazy man. Okay, he was friends with the king. He complained the king. That king, everybody says I'm lazy. I'm not good for. I'm good for nothing. Nobody gives me job. And he started list of complaints. So the king told him, "Okay, I'll give you a chance. Do one thing. Today at 6 o'clock, come to my palace, come with the bags, collect as many gems and gold as you can." Okay, he gave freedom to him to come to his palace, collect the gems and gold. And you can go, you can become rich that way. Now this lazy man was very happy. He goes back to home. He explains his wife everything and tells his wife that, see, this is our golden chance. See, this is how the time has changed. Now his wife was quite clever. He said, "Dear husband, it is really a golden time for you. Please do not become lazy. Go to the palace, collect the gems and jewelries, and come here on the right time." The lazy man said, "Okay, fine, but first of all, give me the food." He eats the food, then he feels sleepy. He goes to sleep. His wife wakes him up. Then he starts walking. On his way, he finds the day was very hot because it was 3 or 4. So he finds it hot. So he sits under the shade of a tree. He again dozes. And when he wake up, it was already 7 o'clock. So the moral of the story I want to tell you, dear students, this is the golden time for you. If you're really planning, cash your time, schedule your time, and you can make best of it. Thanks a lot. Devendra sir, I hope I will hand the session over to you. Hello.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful explanation. I guess all students' queries have been laid to rest, but a few queries I can see over here. One student is confused that quant is part of both prelims and mains.
No, it is not. It is not. The mental ability portion is dropped out for mains. It only comes in the prelims examination. Yeah.
Okay. And one student have asked that what exactly shall be the age for appearing this examination. So,
all right. As per the notification given by GPSC, 21 years of age along with the graduation is necessary to appear for this exam. Yeah.
And one student is asking that how shall one see this examination along with the UPSC preparation? If one is willing to crack the GPSC, so does he need to spare time for UPSC optionals too, or while he firstly shall go for UPSC preparation, and then if he flunks into UPSC examination, then he shall take up GPSC. So what's your say on to this? Though it's a personal choice, but still they are warranting your
There
view
are
on?
two questions in this particular question. There are 2 points raised by this particular student. One is preparing for UPSC along with GPSC, and second point, as I see, is that preparing for optional subjects. Now, if somebody is focused and preparing for UPSC, then GPSC becomes part and parcel of it because you are preparing for a bigger syllabus. So I think the first point is clear that if you are preparing for UPSC, indirectly you are preparing for GPSC. Only the points you have to add in while appearing for the GPSC exam is you have to read for GP Gujarat as in particular, as I mentioned earlier. If you're talking about economy, you have to add in the points for Gujarat budget, Gujarat economy, Gujarat GDP, GVP, etc. Likewise, that follows to all subjects. And second point that I can see as raised was that preparing for optional subjects. If you're clear with optional subjects while filling up the form for UPSC, you must have chosen the subject, which is very compulsory. So what you can do is, you cannot spare with the optional. It should be like, you get around 4 months before the prelims comes for the UPSC, around 4, because the forms are filled up in May, June, and then see at this time the schedule is changed, but generally this was the schedule: May, June, and then exam in the December, October to December. So you get around 4 months. So your approach should be, you should start preparing for January along with the optional for the focus UPSC exam. In between, you fill up the form for preliminary exam. You appear the preliminary exam in December. By the time you are prepared along with optional subjects for the UPSC. So that's why I said plan your week, plan your month, plan your year. If you are clear, you will plan right from the beginning. So optional should be prepared simultaneously. Yeah.
I guess this question is from some other state's student. He is asking that the preparation for this examination, though it is a bit streamlined, but the publishing of schedule and publishing of vacancies is quite uncertain from the respective state. I guess it is his state's problem. So the same problem remains with all the states, or Gujarat public services are better than the other state services. So his question is, I guess, bit broad.
Yeah. I do understand it like that. It depends on the commission particularly. Say, for example, Rajasthan Public Service Commission, Madhya Pradesh Public Service Commission, Bihar Public Service Commission, because every service commission has its own restricted area. If I talk about Gujarat Public Service Commission, right from 2014, there is this online application system which is called OJAS, which is a very unique system developed after 2014, which gives you a time saving option sitting at home. Secondly, it also gives you the notification updates for the upcoming calendar. And this has been the practice of GPSC that every year in the beginning of the year, that is in January, they give the calendar for the year. Only this year, except this year, due to the pandemic, this calendar was rescheduled. Otherwise, this has been the regular notification and exams conducted by GPSC. So, to answer this in this way, don't worry about the exams and notification. If you are willing, start preparation. Because what happens is, I'll tell you, if you wait for the notification, you'll hardly get 2 to 3 months. Then to prepare your X at that time, it's not the right time. So do preparing right from today. And once the notification is out, you're already revising for your syllabus. So that would be the right action of doing it, in my opinion. So don't depend on the notification or advertising by any commission. Just start preparing. Yeah.
Actually, I've narrated this story quite a lot in my classes, that if you do plunk into UPSC examination, all other examinations which you can take as alternative or backup. So I have told them lots of examination. This student is asking, while preparing for GPSC, what all other examinations he can keep in backdrop, so that if he somehow comes into GPSC, so what all other alternatives are available?
Yeah, so if somebody is preparing for GPSC, see, there are again 2 types of GPSC. One is general GPSC, which we talk about administrative in nature. All right. So it's like class 1, 2, or any other state level examination. And the other one is specialist cadre GPSC. So whereby they will ask you to fill up only eligible as engineers who are eligible, for example, civil, mechanical, electrical. There are specialized GPSCs. Okay. So in that case, if you are from such engineering background, of course you can appear for these specialist GPSC, and if not, then of course you can appear for generalist GPSC. So what other exams come under GPSC? For example, GPSC class 1, 2, GPSC DYSO Mamlatdar. Then there is Gaun Seva Mandal that also conducts exam, which is Sachivalay clerk, bin Sachivalay clerk. All right, Talati, Revenue Talati. These are different examinations conducted by different boards. So if you are preparing for a bigger goal, definitely you can appear for these general exams. No issue. Yeah.
I guess somebody is asking this question because I have told them that the earlier you start preparing for these examinations, the better you are. And for them, I have pushed to take help of ourselves so that they can prepare easily. But I think they are taking their ideal uh, for preparing this examination here. So they are asking that, ma'am, you have cleared it without coaching, but people ask us, they nudges us to take help of this cell for preparation of these examinations. So how wise it is to take preparation coaching like us, and is it easier to prepare altogether without coaching or some sort of guidance?
Okay. So actually, I covered this point, though I will tell you again. Many times, if you have car, this is my experience. If you have car in your family, the child is prone to learn the car very easily because he sees his father, his mother driving a car. Then someday he also gets to know, and somehow he learns the car. He doesn't go to the driving lessons. But then there are people who go to the driving lessons for a week or 2 weeks, and then they learn the car. It's not a big deal, I tell you. Even if you don't go to the driving lesson, you buy your own car and then you start learning it with some 1 or 2 dents on your car. So that is okay. That is fine because that's your car. So why to go for the coaching? Reason number 1, it keeps you on track. It keeps you in the pipeline. It keeps you pushing towards your goal that you have to read, you have to prepare, you have to think. If you go sidetrack someday, you feel demotivated, that the teacher from the coaching class, they will inspire you, motivate you to be on the track. Okay, you get a group, you get a competitive environment, you have to compete with somebody, with my friend. So that is how it is. It's like environment motivating you towards reading. On the other hand, if you are highly motivated, you don't need anybody, but then there is a risk, there is a risk that if you don't know right direction of reading, then that becomes an issue. So advisable is that you can join any institute. That is okay, they will guide you, but that at the same time, don't depend much. You have to make your own efforts. They will clear your views, they will clear your concepts, because being from a different background, the one from engineering may not understand the economy concept or polity concept. So for them, it is necessary for having somebody to explain those concepts in a very easy and easygoing manner. So that is how, considering these all facts, coaching center helps you in the right direction.
In addition to what just ma'am has said, just to make aware our students or participants who are here, that this, I won't say this is this as a coaching, this is just a guiding sort of cell we have created over here, and at no cost, it's almost free for anyone who wants to take it up here. So ma'am, there is a paucity of time, and thank you very much for sparing your valuable time for us and for our students. And I wish we could have in physical over here, so students can have a glimpse of yours after you left from Parul University. But due to unfortunate circumstances, we are unable to do so. But At last, I would like to request you to say some few words to your students who are just here to see you, to listen to you.
Yeah, it's really, I'm feeling fabulous to be in contact with students. I tell you, the most amazing profession is being a teacher. Okay, so because now I'm in an administrative job, so I deal with the files now. And previously, I used to deal with the students who are very lovable. So I really miss them. But believe me, the services gives you that confidence that you are in the state where you can put your thoughts, put your thoughts into actions. So services are really will boost your energy and boost your motivation towards yourself. So if you're really aspiring, don't lose your dream. Chase your dream and keep reading. You will definitely succeed.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much, ma'am. Thank you very much again from Competitive Examination Cell in Parul University. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.